Morning. It's July 17th and I am about to do, as you see, this is a collab. I asked someone that I knew had the newer version of or one of the newer versions of Hooked on Phonics. I asked her to do a collab with me, and I will leave her link in the description box so you can check out her video. But this is original Hooked on Phonics when they launched back in, I want to say 86, okay, the cassette version. Now I've seen the newer version and what it had to offer, and this is the one that I have used with all of my kids. We started around 2, 3 years old. They were reading at 3. I am going to, in this video, give you a thorough demonstration on how this kit works and why I prefer this one to the newer version. Okay, let me get comfortable. Okay, here's the kit. Okay, a little bit of overview. I used this myself when I was in 6th grade. I was in public school and we had this in our classroom, and I enjoyed it. It was, I mean, I was a excellent reader and very fluent, but I enjoyed using this, and it just, I know it works, just from personal experience. Now, the reason why I used it, I most likely would have gotten it for my kids. My mother actually purchased Hooked on Phonics when it came out, and I want to say the kit was $200 or $250 when it came out back in 86. She spoke with a slight speech impediment. She wasn't a very strong reader in elementary school, and she had a hard time pronouncing words, and so she I would always help her because I could read very well, and I spoke very well, so I would help her verbalize and things like that. But when this came out, she thought, I'm gonna buy this and see if it will help me enunciate, and it did. So an adult can use this. You can teach an adult how to read using this kit. And so we had it, and eventually when I grew up and moved away, she let me take it. Excuse me. So I want to say this is actually the 3rd set. I had to purchase another one to replace it, or replace the other 2. The first, we had some stuff and it was lost, but the original one, I did purchase another one. I think I found that one at Goodwill. I found one at Goodwill, a whole one. Or it was, no, not Goodwill, the thrift store, I think it was. So I purchased another set. I'm trying to think back. It was either thrift store or Goodwill, or I purchased on eBay. But in any case, it was a whole set, and so we had 2 of them, and I of course had a lot of kids, and I also ran a homeschool or a child care out of my house, so I had a lot of kids, so we needed 2 sets. But this one I purchased 3 years ago. The twins are 4, so probably 3 years ago. eBay. Okay, you can find a whole set on eBay for $20. Shipping is probably about $15–20 because it is a little bit heavy, but most kits complete, and I'm going to show you so you will know that the kit is complete. $20. It's worth it. And the reason why I say this one is, first of all, better than the other one, because it's a graduated set. They have evolved and moved on to DVDs. Okay, this is cassette. There's always going to be cassette players. Guess what? Goodwill. Okay, $5. So this is the one we use. Same thing with VHS tapes. We still use them. It's graduated. They're incorporating you know, different things. Things are in color and all of that glitz and glass jazz. But the kits are age level now, grade level. You have to buy the pre-K kit, then you have to buy the K1 kit, then you have to buy the 2 kit, the 3 kit. And I think those kits run like $50–$60, $70 a piece. Whereas you can get this whole kit for $50, you know, easy at most. It does everything. You're just all the bells and whistles. You don't need all of that. So, going back to my point, it came with this We the People preview. It comes with an answer key. It comes with a student record book, and I'll get to that. This is for the SRA portion. That, of course, we don't write in. We use paper. You can see there's some black and white going right there. Okay. Give some rules and things in there. It comes with flashcards. Now, one of my sets I did have had the rings in it. And yeah, we don't use the flashcards that much. I prefer the book, and you'll see, or the books, but you can put the rings in them if you want them. And let's see, it comes with, here are the rest of them, and you see they're still wrapped because we haven't gotten as far yet with them. Let me put it back in there. But there are the books, and you can see the first one is very very used. So it starts out, it tells you which cassette tape to use, the yellow one, and it's the one that's already in the cassette player. And I'm going to let you listen, and you just listen. She explains everything, and you don't do anything until she tells you. You start with putting your finger on this arrow, and you slide. You say the letter, the sound. And that's what they just do over and over. Yes, it is repetitive, and that's what works. And then it goes on, and it eventually she will tell them to say the things, the letters backwards. Okay, here are the cards. Flip them over, and you see the pictures. Okay. This is the white cards, and they are in the they're in here. I'm not going to pull them out, but this is what they look like. Okay, so they have this big book, not too busy, not too distracting at all. So eventually we're on page 9. Okay, it's moving them right into words phonetically. This is, I have, what is that one? Alpha Phonics. I still prefer this over Alpha Phonics. Alpha Phonics kind of got the concept from Hooked on Phonics. But, yeah. So they are moving their finger here, sliding along, and they're putting together their words. And so they move right along. And everything is on the cassette. So they're going to follow her in the book. And so that's what I usually do, just use the book. And it gets gradually, they go through each vowel sound. And they're going through groups of words. And so when they get to page 67, there's a review. So in each book, there's going to be a review. I think there's actually one before this, but this is just the one I turned to. Yeah, let me go back to this. Yeah, each after each vowel, pretty much there's a review. And so they're going to get all of those words, and then they have sentences because they have decoded all of those other words, so they can put them together in sentences. Okay, all the way to you. I'm sorry, let me move that over there. Okay, okay, when they get to the end, there's the big review with all of the, pretty much all of the words. She'll tell them how many words there are, but let me let you hear this first tape.
H, hen, I, ink, J, jam, K, kitten.
So there, that just repeats 3-4 times, and then they move on to the next part. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of the tapes, but they all correspond the same way, same deal. Here are your blends. Okay, we're moving into page 14 on here, and already they're right here. Sorry about that shadow. I hope the lighting is good enough. Okay. And then same thing, they're going to have their review. And by this time, they should be able to decode them. There are some memorization aspects to this, but it's pretty decodable at this point. And so once they get to the end, she is going to move them on to the next set of tapes. Okay? So you have 3. Go through so much, but you can get the point of what's going on. 4, the words are getting more and more complex. The sounds, they are taught to close their eyes and visualize the sounds in the first cassette. And so over here in book, this is the review book, book 5. They are into sentences. It's actually a little story, a group of sentences that tell a story. Okay, and then you're into paragraphs. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. So just something, it gets them ready for the next phase. There are 2 phases in this. Okay, so complete. You're now ready to move on to the SRA portion. Okay. I have to switch tapes. Okay, so there are the rest of the tapes that correspond with the books. Okay, this is what is called the SRA portion of this. Science Research Associates. Okay, here are all the cassettes that correspond with this. There's an instruction guide. She gives instructions on the cassettes. So you start with number 1. These are power builders. They are in this box divided. There's 1 through 34, 68 through 100. And I don't know why this one, it should be 35 through 60. Oh, I switched up the, anywho, you get the point. Pink goes before blue. But that's how they're in here. Yeah, I just pulled out the divider. But they get progressively longer. Okay, here's number 1. Okay, so it'll tell you fiction or nonfiction. It's a story. I have them write the answers on paper. We don't use the book, so that everyone can use it. Some rules, you know, you get set up, you get your card out, you look at the picture, try to see what's going on. You read the story, think about the questions, answer the questions, and then you check your answers. I suggest you check your kids' answers, but this is overall for comprehension, and it works. It does work. So once they are going through these, the questions are teaching them how to comprehend, and you can give them books, chapter books, whatever at this point, and you know they are reading for comprehension once you ask them questions like this, that they've got a good understanding, and that's what you want. You don't want just a reader, you want a fluent reader. You don't want to just teach phonics, you want to teach efficient phonics.
So one day, he went fishing. He went to the lake. He thought of the fish cooking. It made him hungry. At last, he got a fish. He started cooking it for dinner. But along came a bear. The bear liked fish too. So the bear got the fish, and Mr. Lopez got away. Now, turn to page 7 in your student record book, so that you can write down the answers to the section called, How Well Did You Understand in This Power Builder? Are you ready? How well did you understand? Read each question and write the correct answer, A or B, in your student record book. Question 1. What is this story about? A, knowing when to give up.
Okay, so you see how that went. There are 5 questions, okay? Because these are for beginning readers. On the back, there's learn about words. So this is where the phonics comes back into it. They are using their rules to decode. And in this part, they have to tell if it's about something that really happened in the story, and it's a yes or no. This one, they have to use one of their vocabulary words that fits in the sentence. Okay, so this is all reading and language arts in one program. Here is, once it gets to 35, the pink set. And no, I'm over here. They're in here. They're going to follow this. I'm so used to looking at the colors. But it is in here. All of the stories are read on the cassettes. So you can see they get longer. They're numbered by paragraph. And you have more and more questions to answer on the back. And then there's a find out about it. So some things that they can research. This one's about hockey, speed skating. Choose one kind of skating and find out all about it. Find out who famous skaters are. So this can lead into writing a essay. Okay. Now the decoding part pretty much is gone with the phonics, because at this point they've already mastered decoding words. Okay. Here is the first one in the blue set, number 68. And already you can see how long these stories are getting. There's history in these. So takes them longer to complete. And again, How well did you read? They are being tested on comprehension. Why were the Cherokees able to capture Lydia Bean? What did the Cherokees plan to do with Lydia Bean? When Nancy went to face the crowd of Cherokees, why did she take a white swan's wing? What did Nancy want to do with Lydia Bean? So it's a lot more intense at this point. There are vocabulary words. You have to find the word that fits the given meaning. Land at the edge of a settled area, and it gives you the paragraph to look in. It says look in paragraph number 1. You go back to paragraph number 1, and you should be able to find that answer. There's word study on the back. The words she and him are pronouns. Pronouns are words that are used in place of nouns, etc., etc. Okay, as you use the dictionary, words will have more than one meaning. Gives the parts of speech. Scale, noun, skill, verb, dress, noun, dress, verb. So that's pretty much how the program ends. Okay, and like I said, I was doing this in the 6th grade because I was in a area that I was in California. A lot of Spanish speakers. So this helped them a lot. A lot of them weren't even nearly in the blue set, but you know, I did this pretty quick. And what I did with my kids was I would start them and give them one a day. So one lesson a day. And this is what they did, and they just read, and it worked. But they started, I guess, from me just doing the first one, the alphabet section or cassette. I just did that when they were like 2 years old, and just constantly did that, and got them familiarized with what was going on. And then I would show them the books, and that at that point they were able to decode easy readers. And I am not going to show you, but if you would like to see the readers that I started with, there's not Bob books. I do have Bob books. They're similar to Bob books, but I do have some for the little kids. They started reading those, and then they moved on to chapter books, and they were 4 years old. So just using this program, they're very, all of them are very high level readers. It was very hard once they got to, I want to say 10 years old. They were not reading content in their grade level, and it was hard to keep them interested. I would give them books, and I don't want that book. It's too easy. It's not, I don't want to read that. It wasn't interesting. They needed like high school level books, and the content I had to really gauge, but they understood it. So I am going to continue with this with the little ones. I am exploring. Like I said, I do have Alpha Phonics. I do use the Bob books, but from my experience, the little ones themselves prefer Hooked on Phonics. So hopefully you all gain some insight in this, and my partner with her COLLAB will be able to help you. But like I said, eBay, you seen what came in this complete set. Ask questions. You can come back to me and ask if you're not sure if the complete set is what you're looking at. What else? But yeah, hands down, I still prefer the original one. Graduated sets really make no sense because you have to keep going and keep going and keep going and buying them. It gets expensive, guys. It really does. Now, I have also Hooked on Math, And I had also purchased the kit, Hooked on Phonics and Hooked on Math, for a friend of mine. She had 6 kids. Yeah, 6. And they were homeschooling as well. So I gifted her a set as a, they were financially, anywho. And she was ever so grateful. But here's Hooked on Math, okay? I have a new Hooked on Math too. I looked at that kit and it was just like, really? This one is 3 to 5? I wasn't impressed at all. Not at all. And I've seen the overviews and other people's videos on the other grades. The same with Hooked on Phonics. I just was not that impressed. It's just colorful. So, if you want to see Hooked on Math, I will do a review on Hooked on Math if anybody wants to collab with me. I love to do that. So, like I said, hopefully you gain some insight on this. And I mean, not to deter. I know people are going to use their better judgment. Some prefer, I know the color books, they have the little readers now, but like I said, this is an all-in-one kit. This is going to take you to the 6th grade, and adults can use it. So, and actually, it can go beyond 6th grade. It just depends on how your reader progresses. Special needs, it caters to everybody, all in one kit. So I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry it's so long, but I wanted to do a thorough, comprehensive review for you. So thank you for watching, liking, subscribe, and I'll be back.